Okay, till now we have seen source coding techniques, and now error control codes or error control coding or channel coding techniques. Let us see. So, in source coding our intention is to minimize signal bandwidth. In channel coding or error control coding our intention is to protect our data from noise, means our aim is to achieve reliable communication system. So, during transmission data can be corrupted because of noise. So, for reliable communication error must be detected and also corrected. So, error control coding basically divided into two tasks. One is error detection, another one is error correction. In the first category only error is detected, that means the transmitted frame is correctly transmitted one or erroneously transmitted, we can able to say by using error detection codes. Whereas in error correction, even after detecting code where it is occurring also computed, and also the erroneous bit will be corrected also. Okay. First let us see the types of errors. For an information frame the errors can be three types: single bit error, multiple bit error and burst error. Okay, single bit, multiple bit and burst error. In single bit error, for example, let us take we have an information frame of 8 bit information frame we have. In the information frame, if any one bit is detected as error, then such kind of error we call it as single bit error. So, here if you see the fifth message bit is received as 1 instead of binary 0. So, in the information frame, since there is only one bit is corrupted by noise, such error we call it as single bit error. And usually this single bit error will occur very rarely, because the noise range, whenever the noise is very short duration, then only single bit error will occur, but usually the duration of noise will be little more. So, we cannot expect single bit error in a information frame. Burst error means in an information frame continuously consecutive bits if you are detected as erroneous means, then such kind of error we call it as burst errors. So, if you see in this information frame continuously these 5 bits are detected as errors instead of 0 1 0 1 1 0 0 1 0 1. So, all these 5 bits are corrupted. So, such kind of noises we call it as burst error. In our communication system mostly we expect or undergo such kind of burst errors. In multiple bit multiple errors, not consecutive bits, but in information frame more than one bit if error occurs, such kind of errors we call it as multiple bit errors. So, if you see in this information frame, second and fifth bits are detected wrongly. So, since there exist more than one bit errors in a given information frame, such error we call it as multiple bit errors. And now let us start with error detection. First we will see error detection, then we will go for error correction. In error detection we have again four types of error detection techniques. One is vertical redundancy check bit, and longitudinal redundancy check, and cyclic redundancy check, and finally checksum. Okay, these are four techniques used for detecting errors in the given information frame. And first of all, what is redundancy? Redundancy means, for example, we have an information frame as given here. We have an information frame, and using some generator function we are going to generate some redundancy bits. So, these redundancy bits are used for detecting errors in the information frame. Okay. So, the job of redundancy bits is to protect information frame. Okay. These redundancy bits are padded to information bits, and by using such redundancy bits we can able to protect information bits. Okay. Basically, that is why in source coding techniques we compress data. If you have certain amount of information bits, by using several compression techniques we are reducing size of information, but in error control coding we are padding extra bits to information bit. So, slightly the message bandwidth will increase with error controlling codes, but advantage is that we can achieve reliable communication. That means errors will be protected from noise. So, out of these four types of error detection strategies, first one is vertical redundancy check. So, the block diagram of vertical redundancy check is given here. So, we have taken an information frame 1 1 0 0 0 0 1 and number of ones in the given information frame is 3. So, out of this 7 bits there are 3 binary ones. So, number of ones in the information frame is 3. So, we have a parity generator, and we for vertical redundancy check we usually use even parity generator. Even parity generator means it will make the information frame will be even parity. That means it will generate a redundancy bit such that including that redundancy bit, the number of binary ones in the information frame will be even. Okay. If you have 3 binary ones, then the even parity generator will generate binary 1. So, that by padding this the number of ones will become even, that is equal to 4. For example, if I have even parity here itself, instead of this 1, if we have 1 0, instead of 1 we have, if we have 0, then 1 1 0 0 0 0 0, if it is there, then this even parity generator will generate 0. So, by padding 0 0 1 1 0 0 0 0 0. So, total number of ones in this frame now is 2. So, finally, it become even parity. So, this padded information frame is transmitted over channel, and at the receiver again we will check whether the number of ones in the received frame is even or odd. Okay. If the number of ones in the given received frame is even, then we can assume no error in the information frame, no error. Or if the number of ones in the information frame received is odd, if even, no error, and if it is odd, then we assume there exists some error. Okay. So, based on that parity bits we can predict whether the information frame is correctly transmitted or wrongly transmitted. But the main disadvantage is that it can detect only one bit error in the given information frame. For example, instead of for example, this we are going to transmit, and if we receive something like 1 1 1 0 1 1 0 1, now we have 2 bit errors. These 2 bits were wrongly detected. Okay. So, the number of, but still the number of ones in the given information frame is even 1 2 3 4 5 6. So, it will assume that there is no error, but actually there exist 2 errors in the information frame. So, the vertical redundancy check is capable of detecting only one bit error in the given information frame. If 2 bits gets corrupted, then it will fail to detect error in the information frame. Then we have longitudinal redundancy check. So, longitudinal redundancy check, what we do, we have a set of information frames as shown here. So, first information frame is this, next information frame is this, next information frame is this, and finally, one more information frame is this. So, there are 4 information frames. So, we will generate a longitudinal redundancy bits with a frame of size same as information frame, and we apply XORing between this LRC and information frame, and we make it as odd parity now. Okay. After XORing with LRC and information frame, if number of ones are odd, then we assume no error. If number of ones are even, then we assume there exists some error. Okay. So, for example, same information frames, let us take, we have different information frames, and this is CRC. Cyclic redundancy check, longitudinal redundancy check. So, we are XORing this LRC with all information frames. First, this is LRC. So, all these frames are LRC frames, and these frames are information frames. So, let us XOR first LRC with first information frame. 1 plus 1 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, 1 plus 1 is 1 plus 1 is again 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, 1 plus 1 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0. Now 1 plus 0 is 1, and 0 plus 1 is 1. So, 2 1s are there, and similarly after XORing, here we have the XORed information as 1 0 0 1 0 0 1 1. So, again the number of ones are even, and similarly after XORing CRC with third information frame, we have 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1, 6 number of ones are there, again even parity, and again 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 1. So, there are 4 ones in the XORed information. So, after XORing CRC with all information frames, the resultant frame consisting odd number of binary ones. For example, now instead of let us assume this is our CRC, and instead of this, let me take, I have the received sequence is like this 0 0 1 1 0 0 1. Now, after XORing, the XORed information will be something like this 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So, the number of ones will be 5, that means odd. So, odd means again we assume that there exists some error, okay. But even means we assume that there is no error in the information bit. This also applicable for detecting single bit error in the given information frame. Again, if more number of bits are there, means we cannot able to detect error is there or not in the given information frame. Next, this is a combined block diagram for VRC and LRC. So, let me take this is each information frame, For each in VRC vertical redundancy check, for each information frame one bit we will pad. Okay. For this information frame, this redundancy bit we are going to pad. Similarly, for this information frame, one redundancy bit we are going to pad. But in longitudinal redundancy bit, for the entire information frame, one LRC we are going to use. Using this LRC, we get XORed information, and by checking parity in the XORed information, we can able to detect errors. So, that is the strategy used for VRC and LRC. Next one is checksum. Checksum, the character within a message are combined together to produce an error checking character called as checksum, which can be as simple as arithmetic sum of numerical values of all characters in the message. The checksum is appended to the end of message. That means, for example, if you have a message 1 0 1 0 1 1 0, if you have information frame like this, so the checksum will be is nothing but adding number of ones. Okay, simple arithmetic sum. This number of ones will be 1 2 3 4. So, we pad 4 to that information frame and transmit. And if the receiver side, if you receive something like 1 1 1 0 1 1 0, and again at the receiver side we compute how many ones are there in the information frame. Now, we have number of ones in the information frame is 5. So, this is called checksum, and since 5 is different from 4, we can detect error exist in the given information frame. Nothing, we will count number of ones in each information frame, and that count is padded at the end of information frame. Okay. Even if you want, you can convert. If you want to transmit only binary information, this checksum is also converted into binary form. Okay. We can convert into binary form and we can transmit. Similarly, at the receiver side, again we will calculate number of ones in the information frame, and we check with checksum, transmitted checksum. If the received checksum is different from transmitted checksum, then we assume there exists some error in the information frame. That is how we detect using checksum. And at last, we have cyclic redundancy check. So, in this CRC, we take a data, and we use a generator. By using the generator, we are going to generate a polynomial of size n plus 1 bits, and for the information or data, or information, we pad n number of bits. Okay. If the divisor polynomial is consisting n plus 1 bits, we will pad n number of bits to the data information, and we divide this information along with these padded zeros by the divisor polynomial, and then finally we will get some remainder. If that remainder is all zeros, then we assume that there is no error in the data, and if other than zeros, then we can assume that there exists some error in the transmitted data frame. For example, let us see one example. For example, this is my message. Okay. 100 is the message, and we generate a divisor by using some generator polynomial. So, the generated polynomial has a divisor 1101. So, number of bits in this divisor will be 4. So, 4 minus 1, 3 zeros will be padded to information bits. Okay. So, these are number of 1 2 3 4 5 6 information bits we have. for the 6 information bits 3 bits will be padded extra, that is based on number of bits in the divisor. If number of bits in the divisor are 4, 3 n minus 1, 3 bits will be padded to the 3 binary zeros will be padded to the information frame. Now, first since first bit is 1, we take quotient 1. So, 1 into 1101 is 1101, and in binary sum and division will be done by using XOR only again. So, 1 plus 1 is 0, 1 plus 1 0, that 0 is no need to consider. 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 0 is 0, 1 1 0, this 1 will come here, and the first bit is again 1. So, we take quotient again 1. So, multiplying with that quotient with divisor 1101, we have again 1101. Again apply XOR between these two. So, 1 1 is 0, we will take it that, and 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, and again we will bring this one more 0. So, again the first bit is 1. So, next we take quotient again 1. So, 1101 will come here, and again apply XOR. So, now again we will get 1110. Okay. So, again the first bit is 1, we take one more 1 and write 1101 here and XOR both these frames, then again 0 110, and now we have here the first bit as 0. So, now we take quotient as 0, multiply with 0, then all zeros you will get, and now add, now 1 1 0 and finally one more 0. So, now the first bit is again 1. So, take quotient as 1, multiply with divisor, then again 1101 will be there, 1101 you will get, and add both using XOR, then finally we have remainder 001. So, 001 means it is not all zeros. 001 means there exists one error in the given information frame, we can say like that. If this remainder is all zeros, then we can say no error exists in the transmitter side. So, this is the received information frame, not transmitted information frame. So, the received information frame is padded with 3 binary zeros here. So, like that, based on the remainder in CRC cyclic redundancy check, we are going to detect error in the information frame. So, those are nothing but error detection techniques. And next error detection, we have error correction. Next to error detection, we have error correction. So, in error correction, it not only detect error, it also corrects error. Okay. For this strategies we are not going to discuss in detail here, just we will introduce something here. So, we have two types in error correction, one is automatic repeat request and another one is forward error correction codes, FEC. And in automatic repeat request, once the receiver is detecting errors in the received frame, then it will send a request to the transmitter. Again you retransmit, because your message was detected wrongly at the receiver side, that is why you send one more time the same information frame. Like that it will send one acknowledgement to the transmitter side. So, transmitter again it will send the information frame. So, if the information frame detected without any error, then it won't send any request further to the transmitter, it will process that data. Otherwise, if again it is an iterative process, if again second time also if the receiver detects error in the information frame, again it will send an acknowledgement to the transmitter side. So, it is an iterative process, though it is time taking process, it will ensure correct reception of information frame at the receiver side. Okay. But in forward error correction codes, we have several techniques like convolutional coding, turbo coding, release coding, and linear, first one is linear block coding first of all. So, there are different techniques in forward error correction. Using all these techniques, we are again generating redundancy bits, and using that redundancy bits we are going to correct error. So, there is a separate strategy that we will discuss later, but in forward correction codes, by using some forward error correction codings, we are going to generate redundancy bits. By using that redundancy bits, we are also going to correct errors existing in the information frames. So, that's all about error control coding or channel coding. So, we will stop here and we will meet in next class.